Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with another episode of Settlement Survival. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. Now, you guys had a lot of great comments about our food situation in the last episode, and this one I want to hope to continue to further our progress. I did a few little things in between episodes here to try and help us out. So one thing you guys mentioned was to maybe swap from peas to chilies, and the reason for this is because if we go look at chili seeds, there is a harvest period of 80 days for chilies. And if we check out peas, it's 125 days, so way longer for peas. So I swapped the chilies. The issue comes in where the chili seeds output is 10 per grid, where beans are 23. So we're gonna need twice as many chilies as we would beans in order to make the same amount. So that was fine. I did that for about a year. And then, kind of along the same seeds line, I decided to go ahead and visit our buddy Carlos and pick up two new seeds. We have potatoes now and corn. Now, the reason why I chose potatoes, so if we go over here, we have potatoes, and we go and click potato seeds. Seeds planted in field that yield potatoes and cold resistant. So if we look here, the growth temperature is 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Versus, let's say, oats, 35. Likewise, 35, 35. So the potatoes last just a little bit longer in the fields in the wintertime than pretty much most everything else we had. And the reason why I grabbed corn seeds was because 29 per grid. It's a ton. But I think potatoes are going to be our ticket. The 125 growth period is too long for most things. So corn's probably not going to work, but potatoes are at 100 days. So I think potatoes are going to be what we need. Kind of right there in the more sweet spot than most anything else we have. The harvest just happened. So right now we have our plantations. You probably noticed we have potatoes and chilies, both on the output of our farms, plantations specifically, because previously I had chilies and this year I had potatoes. So we have 439 chilies in the previous year, but this year 1,000 potatoes. So a pretty good chunk more potatoes than chilies. Just check another one here. This one had peas in it previously. So about 300 more potatoes versus peas. So this seems to be the way to go. There, that was 400 on that one. So this one, we got to change most of these over here, looks like, to be potatoes as well. I think potatoes are going to be the way to go. I wanted to wait and show you guys the difference that these potatoes have been making with their production. One of you guys pointed out in the comments that our winters start way early. So if we watch up here, it's October now, so it's past September, but September it starts to get cold. And when it gets cold so early, we don't have enough time to pull the crops out of the fields. We can't start planting any earlier. We start in March. So that's what it's going to be. So potatoes, I think, are going to be our way. I still do want to have a couple other little things around. Like we need cotton. We're going to need oats for beer and milling. So we're using them in other places. So another thing that's going to be a problem with only potatoes is we need chilies and a couple of other things for our veggie maker guy. This thing. So this guy is going to use the chilies that we've been making for veggie salad. And this is a little bit better food, 15 hunger and 35 happiness versus 8 and 20. So it's worth it. But there's other recipes here. And you guys pointed this out as well in the comments. So thank you again. We have wild veggies, onions, and mushrooms, broccoli, chili, pumpkin, cabbage, squash, lettuce, and tomatoes. So all sorts of things we can use for this. So what's neat is these first three things, the veggies, the onions, and the mushrooms, these are all gathered by the gatherer hut. And when I read that, I took a second and I said, self, where the heck do we have our gatherer's hut? And for some reason, I tend to forget about the gatherer's hut, so I put one in. So over here, where we have this really nice dense area, we've had our forester's hut here for forever. Currently nobody working in it. But there's tons of goodies around. So let's see if I can show you them. If I go here. Yes, so you can see there's a couple blibble blobbles over here, a few over here. So the gatherer's hut is working over here. Wild veggies, we got some herbs. We need herbs. That's a good thing to have. Onions and mushrooms. So this is where it's coming from. So I need to add in probably at least one more gatherer hut, but I need a good spot. And this is something new they added too. So you can see now that I have the gather hut selected, all of the highlighted plants are all orange and around we can see. So that's really nice. We can actually see where things are nowadays. I'm going to try and find a good spot. I'll probably have to create a good spot, and we'll do that with the forest gatherer, just like we did before. So I think what we'll do, this is a decent spot, kind of right in here. We will make it even better. So we'll go ahead and grab our obsidian road. We're kind of doing that nowadays. So we'll put that in here, and close by here, we're going to find our forester huts. We're going to go ahead and put one of these guys down. Let's put it across the way, about right here. And there we go. We'll get this stuff built up. We still are hurting a little bit on laborers, but I did turn the school back on. So we seem to be trending in the right direction. So let's go ahead and check the last 10 years again. So we had this dip that we talked about in the last episode, but as you can see, we're currently on the upswing again. So we were getting there. With the current stock of food doesn't look that great, but I feel like with these potatoes, we're going to be able to do it and be able to recover a little bit. Now, I do have a tech point ready, and I think what I'm going to do is kind of prepare to be back on our feet with a production of food. And I wanted to get to canned food. So we do have some fish we could use for this, it looks like. So let's go ahead and get this. We'll check this out. We're going to need some other things for it as well. I believe the cannery uses steel. So we'll see. We'll get it, and we are going to go ahead and put it in. So we have our cannery right here. Let's go like right in here. We'll plop that guy down right there. Kind of close to our steel, kind of close to fishing. So we'll kind of put it right in there. We have lots of warehouses right in here, ready to house some of those goods. So we'll see how that goes in just a second. What we're doing now, we're just kind of waiting. It's April, so we just started planting. Over here, oh, also over here, I put all these as potatoes, with the exception of two farms up here that are now cactus. And I'm in the process of, or at least I was, of making these plantations over here to take the place of the farms that were making cactuses. The reason being is because we were not doing great with cactuses. We're using a lot of cactuses right over in here. A lot of it is for cactus cuts, but we're also using it for medicinal powder. We don't have a whole lot of herbs again because I didn't have the gatherer's hut that we needed. So once we get that going again, maybe we will have a little bit more herbs and we can start to do it in that way. We're going to go ahead and start planting, and I'm going to bring you back once it's harvest time, and we'll see what we're looking. Hopefully, we're looking a little bit better. All right, so here we are in the harvest season. So September, 30 degrees. We can see here that our cacti are kind of disappearing. There goes some oats, but look at this. The potatoes are still sticking around, 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep watching up here, 26. As soon as we fall below that 25, then this is going to start happening. But look at how much more time we have to gather up some potatoes than we did versus the oat. Now, it looks like this field right here is going to lose quite a bit of their potatoes. Looks like 87 isn't even picked up yet. But they aren't disappearing quite yet. So, okay, we're at 21. So we're looking much, much better with potatoes. Let's look at numbers now. So, previously, we had 538 chilies here. That's 1,188. Let's look at a potato one now, 766, and this year, 894. So, yes, a little bit better for potatoes again, and then our total, we're almost at 10,000 food. So we're getting there, So let's go back over here and just double check these ones. Got 1178 on these new ones. Ooh, only 524 on that one. But we're doing great. All right, so let's check our food graph here. So this year, 28,255 obtained and 28,400 consumed. We're very, very, very close from having our food balanced again. So what we got to do, we need to have a few more potatoes. So what I think we'll do, for now anyways, while we're still trying to figure this out, let's go ahead and swap some of these guys, these oats, back over to potatoes. So with those last few things as potatoes, let's come over here. We have another few pieces down over here. Yeah, let's go ahead and change these to potatoes as well. Awesome. I feel good about that. We're getting there. And then once we can start to get more food, stockpile some more food, then our population is going to bounce back, and then we're going to be looking really good. Hopefully, we will go better than ever, and we will continue to grow, and then we can get some of this production stuff back online. We've kind of just hit the brakes really hard to get some things figured out here. But anyways, our cannery is also completed. I don't have any workers in here. but we're gonna go ahead and check out what we can produce. So we have vegetable cans, fruit cans, salted fish, and meat cans as well. So here we're gonna need some glass bottles and salt. We got both those things and some wild veggies. I'm gonna not probably do these veggies because, well, actually, so vegetable cans are 40 hunger and 35 happiness. That's incredible. So we may need to start making some vegetable cans instead of the veggie salad deals. Fruit cans, let's see, similar things. Okay, so these guys are gonna use sugar instead of salt. And then we do have a little bit of apples going. We have those couple orchards that we built in a previous episode. But it looks like we would really need to kick that up before we're gonna really do some fruit can action. Salted fish can. All right, let's see the numbers on this. 40 and 35, and 40 and 35 on the meat can. So we could do this. This is just adding in glass bottles, which we have. So let's go ahead. Let's find our curing workshops and our salted fish. And let's check this out. 20 and 35. So yes, I think the first thing we're going to get back into is getting some more of this salted fish action cans going here. Let's go ahead and, I want to check the meat chop reserves versus the salted fish. Looks like the meat chops are a little bit better. Let's go ahead and get some meat cans. I'm going to have to build a couple more of these canneries, I think. We may even just swap out most of our curing workshops for some canneries. We may need to do that. So let's go ahead and plop this one in, and then we might need to take some of these out of here. So that'll be nice once we get to that point. And replacing things for the better. Okay, so, we're in the green with food. Look at that. We're at 13 labor. So let's go through and we can sprinkle in a couple more people here. I'm really feeling like salt is going to be something, obviously, that we're going to be using a lot more of because of those new cannery things. One of you amazing people told me the hotkeys for the buildings here. I haven't been using hotkeys with Settlement Survival just because I just didn't really think about them. But I do like hotkeys, so I've been trying to get used to them. So how to do this is really easy. So if we have our salt works here, we're going to add 2 people. We have our numpad, our 10 key, whatever you want to call it. We have our plus and minus, and I'm going to go ahead and hit plus. There we go. Added Adrian in, and then minus takes him away. If we want to shut this salt works down, you have to hit P. Boom. And then this little toggle switch here has switched, and it is pause. You hit P again, and everybody's in there. Super great. So yes, thank you for sharing the hotkeys with me. I really like hotkeys, and I'm getting excited to use them, so thank you. Okay, so now that we have that going, let's go find some more things. Let's get our farms squared away completely. So I want to have at least 3 people working in each of our farms. So let's go ahead and do that, as long as they're plantations. I'm going to use the word farm for fields, farm, and plantations. So if you're getting confused why I keep saying farm and then clicking on plantations, that's why. Just because it just is easier for me. We're going to go ahead and we got 4 over here. So if we start to swap some of these out, we will swap them to plantations. And we got 2 over here. So let's go ahead and add in a couple more people. Let's grab some cacti over here, and plus and plus. There we go. Excellent. Oh, I did add some durable storage over here because there's a weird space and it looked great. So we go ahead and put that in there. And then next winter, I'll probably delete these 2. And we'll just kind of work our way down the line here and swap in plantations for our farms. Another thing you guys mentioned, you guys said I was kind of on the right track with our vendors situation. So if you in the last episode, we started to go through and tried to add a few more people to our marketplaces. So I made sure that we had, for the most part, 3 people in our marketplaces now. We need to add another one there for sure. But in the smaller one like this, I'm just going to leave 2. That should be plenty. And let's go check some other ones here. We got 3 in this one. But I'm still not seeing any food, and that's because we don't have a whole lot stockpiled. So there isn't going to be a ton everywhere. But we got 3 here as well. And the reason why I thought 3 people would be appropriate is because we have the ability here in logistics called delivery. And this is going to have the workers in the marketplaces deliver food, water, and fuel to the citizens. That means if you have 1 worker, they got to do all that work by themselves, and I want to give them some help to do their job. So that's what we're going to work on. Taylor's scrap. We make clothes or backpacks. Let's see. If we're looking at our numbers here on the left, I'm going to go ahead and say backpacks. That should give you a little bit boost of textiles. We have a decent amount of clothes, so we'll go ahead and get some more backpacks. We should just see if there's anything else that we really need to up. It would be nice to get some gems going again, but I'm not quite at that point, I don't think. Water is in the red. Let's not have a water problem, please. Let's see where we're at here. Minus 700. So let's check our reservoirs. There's somebody who needs to be replaced. We got one over here. And that looks pretty good. It looks like all of our reservoirs are good to go. So we may need a couple more. We'll just keep our eye on there. And in everything else over here, we have stone, plenty of iron. Not too worried about those two things. But tooling is in the red. So let's see how much. Steel tools quite a bit, iron tools not so much. So let's come over in here to our industrial area here, and I'm gonna go ahead. Ooh, you guys need some planks, or what's the deal here? Yeah, it looks like we need some more planks. So I'm gonna leave that as hand carts because we are needing some of those. Let's refresh the two people here, and we'll see what that looks like. If we need to, we have another advanced smithy good to go over here. Okay, let's look at textiles next. We are in need of some shoes, so that means we're gonna need some reeds. So let's go back to our reeds over here. Yep, we'll have to add in another worker there, and we'll add in one more there. And then we'll see what our stock is looking at. Currently 0. We'll see where we are, and if we need to add in more, we will. We are currently kind of struggling with our fishing ports because I ran out of nets. So this is kind of stagnant a little bit over here. We are still pulling in some lobsters, it looks like, so that's good. That's a food thing. So I didn't want to turn the lobsters off. I just wanted to turn the seal fur off for now. So this means we aren't making our luxury furniture either because our seal fur is off. So you might want to check on that too. Steel is at 0, so let's go ahead. Oh, so where are we at with refined fuels? Refined fuels are okay for now, probably because we haven't been running steel. So I'm going to up the limit a little bit on that. And then let's go ahead and turn this smelter back on. We're doing okay with laborers. Look at, we got a bunch of people becoming laborers right now. And we have immigrants here, so we're looking good. What I want to do over here now, let's go ahead and add in a couple more plantations. And then we can get some more food coming in. And this kind of a weird space right in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a compost plant in here like so that we can get the fertile soil buff on that guy. And then we'll go for our obsidian road, of course. Get that in there. Okay, good. And one more thing kind of over in this space. Let's see. Can we get a warehouse in here? Let's put a warehouse on this side, kind of like right in here, like so. And then I'm going to run a road in between just because it's a little bit of a walk. All right, excellent. So a little bit more farms coming in. We're at 20 laborers. Looking good. I'm getting happy about it. Back over here, let's check our cactuses. Only 92 cactuses. Cripe. Ooh. Ow. Wow. That's really bad. Tons of cactuses here, though. So maybe I'm going to leave these for now. And let's wait for that other batch of plantations to get created. And maybe we'll work our way from the left to the right instead of right to left. Replacing these farms with plantations. That will probably be the good thing. I think that'll be it for this episode. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And thank you again for all of your great comments and help in the last episode. I feel like we're doing great now. We're on our way. We got green food finally after 4 episodes or whatever it was. So that's awesome. We got more immigrants on the way. More potatoes on the way. So have a fantastic and amazing rest of your day.